Easy guys, just giving you an update on where I am with Ethereum. Do I think it's going to break out? Do I think it's going to come down? A lot of data has changed, so we need to look at it. And let's get into it. I'm going to talk about the trade, sort of what I think is happening next, maybe in the market as well, not just Ethereum. So should be an interesting one. So couple of patterns I've seen here. I've drawn out this broadening wedge, which I'm a little bit concerned about. Okay, so we're definitely in this kind of broadening wedge at the moment. We're in this also up this trend line. And we're at major res, okay? We're at a major level. Every time we've had a buy signal from the SMC bot, you can see down here, we had a buy signal from the SMC bot. We went on this major run to the upside, right? Buy signal from the SMC bot, major run to the upside. Buy signal from the SMC bot, major run to the upside. But then shortly after, if you look down here, look at the RSI. When the RSI became overbought on the weekly, so RSI overbought on the weekly, we ended up actually coming down, right? And if you look over here, RSI overbought on the weekly, we ended up coming down. And again now, we are overbought on the weekly on the RSI. Not only that, look at the legend. So if we look over here at the SMC legend, where it says yellow downtrend, notice here, yellow downtrend. This is kind of a red flag, and we ended up coming down after this. And we haven't printed this yellow candle yet. It's still 4 days and 14 hours until it confirms. But if it does confirm yellow, it's going to be a bit of a red flag, especially when we've just moved up so much. I mean, if we look at some of these extension levels, it's very similar. I think it's probably one of the biggest. So the first move was like this. Then the second move was similar, not quite as big. This was the second move. And then the third move has been quite similar to the first move, right? It's very hard to move up so much, especially with an asset where you've got PTSD and, a lot of people have been getting FUD'd out from ETH. A lot of people sold the bottom. I think there was some huge channels are actually calling ETH dead down here, and it actually happened to be the bottom. But we've had a massive run, right? It's gone up 175%. We look at our little bags that we're putting into these. Some people have put 100 million in down here and have made, getting onto $200 million just over this course of a few weeks, right? So people make a lot of money in a very short amount of time, and then usually they'll take profits. The key thing is staying above this resistance line here. The problem is the weekly did close the last time as well. See how the weekly closed, and then it was the third weekly candle that actually started to nuke to the downside, and then we started to have this retracement. Volume's okay. Volume's dropped off a little bit, but volume is okay for the breakout, and now we need to see if this volume can hold up, but it has dropped down a lot, right? So there's a famous saying in crypto and stocks. It's long dumps, okay? So this was clearly a dump. So this is where you look for long positions, and this is one of the main reasons I posted to take a long position on Ethereum at 2,999, 20x, and then another one on 10x. So I opened 2 trades. By the way, guys, I've already taken a lot of profits from this trade. So as you can see here, my realized P&L now is 24,000. So I've already taken $24,000 profit, and I only have $3,000 left in margin. Okay, so I'm going to talk about why I've still got this open. I trade a little bit different to a lot of people. I kind of dollar cost average out just in case the price continues to go to the upside. So that way I'm bagging my 24 grand profit. Okay, so I can't lose, and I've got a nice sum of money there to place some new trades. And if it continues to go to the upside, I continue to make money, right? So I'm kind of in the game if it goes up, and then if it comes down and we do get a confirmation. So let's say this candle does close yellow, and let's say we even better would be if we close below this, then I would be have high conviction that we're actually going to have a massive pullback, right? So it's going to be a key to see where this candle closes and to see if we hold up here or break actually below the resistance. So yeah, I've already taken some profits. I still have some open. I've also opened a new trade, which I'm going to talk about. I also opened a trade on XRP, so I've been taking profits from my XRP long. I've been taking the profits from the ETH long, and I opened a short recently on Ethereum, and it's a hedge short, which I'm going to show you guys what a hedge short is. 3,829. I think it's only a small amount in profits. It's only recently opened that short. And don't forget, guys, a lot of retail do get bullish on green candles, right? So a lot of retail were actually shorting down here, and then they start to long up here. They want to long because it's pumping, and they think it's going to keep pumping. And you know, a lot of retail do get wrecked. The good news is that the institutions are still likely to get liquidated if the price pushes up. Okay, so there's arguments to go up or down. This scared me a little bit though. On the DXY, we actually had a buy signal flash up on the SMC bot on the DXY. So, and this has been very consistent, right? We had a sell signal here from the DXY, crash to the downside, buy signal here, DXY, push to the upside. By the way, I'm really interested in actually trading the DXY. So I'm probably going to get into that next. We just got into stocks with the SMC bot, and I am quite interested in currency, so that's something that I'm potentially going to look at. But the SMC bot is so good on the DXY that, you know, it's crazy not to explore trading this. So buy signal down here, phenomenal. Like huge rally into this rising wedge. What happens to a rising wedge? They usually break to the downside. And, you know, when you break this line here, you often come to the downside. But the SMC bot as well gives you the heads up to say, look, you know, you're coming into sells here. And then we came back. We tried to retest the SMC moving average. We tried to get close. We couldn't get close. We tried to retest it again to the T. We couldn't break through. We tried to get close to the T again. Look at this. We came back to the SMC daily. And as I say to you guys, there's no point trying to catch a falling knife and have we bottomed here? Have we bottomed here? Just wait for the buy signal. And more often than not, when you get the buy signal, it actually indicates the start of a new trend. And we came back. We got a fake out buy signal here because it closed above and then closed back below. But now we do have actually a solid close above the SMC daily. So this is going to be key to see if this holds up, guys. And, you know, it's been down for so long that if this holds up for multiple days here, it's looking like a very strong buy signal to me. And usually what happens when you get these strong buy signals after so much downturn is you do end up trending to the upside, right? And sometimes this can bring stocks and crypto down, especially when stocks are at resistance. Okay, so this is another point where I'm quite interested in shorts on maybe BTC and Ethereum. They're near their all-time highs. They've pumped crazy amounts in a short amount of time. And again, the last time we came back to this resistance line on the S&P, we had a retracement. Last time we came back to support, the orange line, support line down here, we had a push to the upside. We came back to support, push to the upside. And then same again when we came back to the resistance. This is where we sold. This is where we started to take profits from a lot of our trades, a lot of our altcoins. And we actually entered short positions here, right? And made a colossal amount of money taking short positions here. I've got all the receipts. Some of you are probably going to say, sure, and you make me come back and do these videos where I post all my receipts. This is why I show you all of the receipts, guys. So we shorted around here. We sold a lot of our portfolio. And then we bought here. And again, I've got the receipts, guys, okay? And we bought down here. I took profits too early, okay? So I did not expect this V-shaped recovery. But you see what I'm trying to say here? We're at some key resistances here. We're at the key resistances at the S&P. The DXY is just giving us buy signals saying like the trend might be shifting here. We know it's incredibly accurate when we get these buy signals. It's a little bit alarming for me. And, you know, we're at resistance. Do I really want to get bullish at resistance, especially when the S&P has just gone up 30%? Now, I'm not saying that we're going to come back down to support, okay? Is it possible? Yes. I'm not saying that we're going to come down to support here. We could just have a little retracement. We could just have a little cool down and then go back and push this trend line. But as a trader, I have to short resistance. I have to long support. And so far, it's been playing out phenomenal for us, right? This is where we started to accumulate in the bear market. I think Solana was $23. Bitcoin was like $20,000, $22,000. Everything, all altcoins were down 90%, 95%. And it's paid off phenomenally, right? Just buying at this orange line, selling at the top orange, buying at the bottom orange. It's it's just classic support and resistance lines, and that's why you do get a lot of sell pressure here. And these things can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, a lot of people will probably ask, why are you in a long and a short? Okay, so as you guys know, I've been in the ETH long for a while. I've already taken a lot of profits off it. Now, ETH could continue to go to the upside, and I think to go to the upside, we are going to need to see the S&P also break out, right? Because if the S&P comes down, stocks and crypto tend to come down with it. especially when you're at resistance. So we are going to need the S&P to push to the upside. That's why I've taken most of the profits off the table, so I can't lose. I made some considerable gains, and that was just one trade, right? I took 2 trades, guys. So even though you see 24,000 plus the 2,300, so probably about 27 grand, I also took the other trade on 20x leverage, right, with a smaller amount. So I think that's made around $8,000, $9,000. So yeah, really, really nice gains in total. I think nearly 35,000, or maybe about $35,000. You know, I don't want to give that back to the markets, and that's why we take it off the table. And I'm interested in a short position because, hey, if I'm right and the price does actually start to tank, I could make another 25,000 or another 35,000 if the price comes to the downside, and I'll do the same if we come down. People will say, what's your take profit target? I do not have to take profit targets, guys. I just take 25, close trade by 25%, okay? So it's not 25% of the total position, so it's not 4 positions of 25%. It's close trade by 25%, close trade by 25%, close trade by 25%. And I just take little nibbles, which gives me exposure to the downside, and if it reverses, I do exactly the same thing. I do 25%, 25%, 25%. That way, I can't get wrecked, right? And I'm not holding on, trying to make more, trying to get more. This is how most people lose their trades. They're like, oh, if this goes up a little bit more, I have 20K, I have 5K, I have this, I have that. So I just try to not think I'm smarter than the markets, and I slowly dollar cost average out. I do snipe, so I don't dollar cost average into trades. I do, look to enter at resistance, right? Down here, support. You've got your lines here that even make it easy for you, right? You hit the orange line, you snipe into a short. You hit the orange line, you snipe into a short. You hit the orange line, you snipe into a short. You come down to the bottom. I mean, this is balls deep, right? I even posted saying I'm literally going balls deep if we come down to this orange line. I put in 10%, which is a lot for me now because we're coming to the end of the cycle. But I do wish I'd put in a lot more. And the strange thing is the S&P went up 30% and we barely saw altcoins move, which is a sign of market exhaustion. I'm probably going to do a deeper dive into the macro, guys, because there's a lot of things that are not looking good, like debts at all-time high. People can't pay back their loan repayments. We're seeing some real big red flags in the macro at the moment, and I don't really like to see so many red flags when you're at resistance. Now, I'm not saying we can't go higher. This is why I'm hedged. I'm still in my ETH long, and I am in an ETH short, and I am in a BTC short. I'm just saying there's a lot of red flags. We're at resistance. The SMC bot has given us a little signal here to say, hey, you might be breaking out here. You've been in a downtrend for a long time. Look how the thing is turning green now. You see how the SMC moving average is starting to turn green here. It's been red for so long, and it looks like it wants to do this, right? It looks like it wants to do this, and then we start an uptrend. And what happens when this flips and turns green? The background will also turn green. And then this turns into support, okay? So then we bounce off this on the way up. Just as we've been getting rejected on the way down, when we come up to it, when it flips into support, often it's a sign that things are changing and the macro is changing. So I do not fade the SMC bot. It's carried us very, very well. It's made some amazing calls. And even down here, it gave a buy signal on the 4-hourly. And I said, I said I hate Ethereum, but if I get a buy alert from the SMC bot, I'm going to take a long position, and it's the reason I have gone and made $35,000 is purely because of the SMC bot, because I might have been stuck in my ways. If we flick to, I think it was the daily actually, if we flick to the daily on the SMC bot, we had this green alert down here. So if you look at the legend, you see where it says uptrend. We had this green, which kind of suggests that you're bottoming here, right? You're finding a bottom. And then we had these buy signals. And I said to the guys, like, if we get buy signals, I'm going to start taking long positions. And we took a long here. I took profits. And then we took another long here. And as you guys know, I've started to take profits again. That's it for now, guys. If you want to follow my calls, don't forget I post some of these on X as well. So I post some of the trades I am taking. So here you can see took some profits on Ethereum, opened along. I post the trades I'm taking on my X. Some of them, if you want to see my calls first, then you have to jump in the Discord, and the link to join in the Discord is via my X, which is this one, the bottom one, not the top one, this bottom one here. And then you can jump and get involved with us. Big up the guys who took some of the trades. I can see Geordie here made 91%, taking that XRP long that we took. Hesk Boy, 64%. Congratulations, guys. Lovely gains. on some of those XRP trades. And I think a lot of people made a lot of money on the ETH trades as well. I think some people took some profits a bit early. That's it for now, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the YouTube video to stay up to date with the latest so you don't miss out on any of these videos. Until then, I will catch you in the next one.